Once, in a quiet village nestled in the mountains of Japan, there was a young monk named Ren. He had recently joined the monastery, eager to learn the ways of Zen. Yet, he struggled with a deep personal issue. His thoughts were often clouded by an inner urge, a desire he could not seem to control. It bothered him so much that he feared it might disrupt his practice and peace. One day, he approached his Zen master, an elderly monk known for his calm demeanor and deep wisdom. With a respectful bow, Ren said, "Master, my mind is troubled. A desire comes to me often, and no matter how hard I try, I cannot escape it. How can I find peace?" The master studied Ren carefully, then replied, "Ren, come with me to the garden." They walked together to a serene space where a large old stone sat at the center, moss-covered and weathered by years of wind and rain. The master pointed to it and said, "Do you see this stone? It has been here for many years. The wind comes and goes, the rain falls, yet the stone remains unchanged." Ren nodded, listening intently. The master continued, "Now, I want you to hold this stone. Carry it with you wherever you go for one full day. When you feel tired, hold it still. When you feel restless, carry it close. But at the end of the day, you must leave it here. Promise me this." Ren was confused but agreed. He lifted the stone, feeling its weight in his hands, and began his day. At first, the stone seemed heavy and cumbersome. As Ren meditated, he tried to focus, but the weight of the stone was a constant reminder of his task. When he walked through the forest, he kept the stone clutched tightly. It felt as though every step became harder with its presence. As the day wore on, Ren began to feel exhausted. The stone seemed heavier, and his mind more distracted. The desire he had tried to suppress earlier now grew stronger, as though it was fueled by the very effort of holding the stone. His thoughts swirled, and he became frustrated with the weight, both physical and mental. As the sun began to set, Ren returned to the garden, where the master was waiting by the stone. Ren set the stone down and sighed deeply, his shoulders slumped with relief. The master smiled softly and said, "Tell me, Ren, how did it feel to carry that stone?" "It was heavy, master," Ren replied. "I grew tired. My mind grew restless. And yet, it felt as though I could not put it down." The master nodded. "The stone is like desire. At first, you hold it in your hand, and it seems manageable. But as you carry it with you, it becomes a burden. The more you grip it, the heavier it feels. When you finally set it down, you realize how much weight you have been carrying." Ren looked at the stone with a new understanding. The master continued, "Desires are like that stone. At first, they appear small and easy to manage. But the more you try to control them, the more they weigh on your mind. You do not need to hold them tightly. Simply notice them and let them pass, like the wind passing over the stone. They do not need to define you. The key to peace is letting go, not holding on." Ren bowed deeply, his heart lighter than it had been all day. He understood that trying to force desires away only gave them power. Instead, he needed to observe them, let them come, and let them go. From that day forward, Ren practiced Zen with a new sense of calm. He no longer struggled with his desires. Like the stone, they came and went, and he learned to let them pass without attachment. In doing so, he found the peace he had been searching for all along. And in this way, Ren's heart became as still and clear as a pond, untouched by the winds of desire. Thank you for joining us on this journey of mindfulness and serenity.